Now that I'm living in America, I have to act and be like an American, right? How am I supposed to remember and learn about my Filipino culture if I'm not living in the Philippines?
Don't worry, Isa. Wait until you meet all of these people that I am going to tell you about. This is a tribute to the people who have helped me realize and acknowledge different aspects of my culture throughout my life. In thinking about what defined my culture, specific moments with these people popped into my head, and I realized just how much a small fleeting moment can have the biggest impact on who I am today. I moved to the US at 5 years old, super young and oblivious to how this would impact my life and my idea of culture growing up. My mom would always tell me about a conversation that she had with her dad, my tatay, before moving to the US. My tatay told my mom to make sure that my sister and I never forgot our Filipino culture. These are words that I will never forget, and my tatay is one of the reasons why I strive to stay active in the Filipino American community and continue to learn more about my Filipino heritage.
Dear Diary, Mommy and Daddy told me we are moving to America. I don't even know where that is. I'm kind of scared to go. This is what I'm worried about. I wonder what Mommy and Daddy will do once we're there. Are they getting new jobs? Are we getting a new house?
I would like to thank my parents for taking a leap of faith and deciding to move to the US. I might not fully understand the sacrifice and the hard work that it took to make this happen, but none of it goes unnoticed. The moments that I cherish with my parents are the ones where they share pieces of their childhood and young adulthood with me. I can remember the time my mom told me she had a hard time communicating with my dad because they didn't have cell phones while they were in college. Or the times when I would wake up to pigs squealing in the house that my dad grew up in. In these moments, I get a glimpse of how different my experiences are from theirs, and it makes me all the more grateful for what they have done for me.
What's Ren going to think? I feel like she's not going to like being on an airplane.
As an older sibling, I know that the experiences of the older child are a culture in and of its own. Shout out to my sister Ren for reminding me how much more lenient my parents have become over the years. But for real, I am privileged to have someone who calls me ate. My sister saved me without even knowing it. A moment that stands out to me is when I was at one of the lowest points in my life and I couldn't find any motivation to live, until I thought about my sister and how my choices and my actions could affect her. Ren has defined what the Filipino virtue of being family-oriented means. In this moment, I learned that my family, especially my sister, means the world to me, and nothing is stronger than these bonds.
What will school be like? Will they have Filipino teachers?
In college, I met Barkada's advisor, Tito Abet. Although I never had a class with him, he has taught me so much about cultural identity and what shapes us as humans. Tito Abet once mentioned that being Filipino-American is a culture in and of itself. Being Filipino-American is different than being just Filipino. In this moment, I realized that my experiences are completely different from the experiences of people my age, like my cousins, who were born and raised solely in the Philippines. Tito helped me recognize all the different aspects that make up my cultural identity and how intricate one's culture is.
Am I going to be able to play outside? Will it be too cold, too hot, too sunny?
In high school, I realized how much I hated tanning. Whenever I mentioned this to my friends, I would always get the same response. Why? I would love to tan as easily as you do. Subconsciously, the real reason I felt this way was because I would always get told that I was getting too dark if I was out in the sun for too long, and I rarely saw dark-skinned Filipinas in teleseries. So I perceived dark skin as ugly skin. Fast forward to college, I met my best friend Krishale. In a conversation we had about tanning during summer break, I asked her a simple question. You like being tan? And all she said was, yes, and that was it. Krish answered the question so nonchalantly, and I was thrown back by how confident she was in her tan skin. I realized that my dark skin is beautiful, and I do not need to care about what other people think about my skin color, but rather, I need to appreciate and love my skin for what it is and the history that it represents.
How will I make friends? Will my friends be Filipino?
I've made so many friends throughout my life, some Filipino, some not. Imitating the same sentiments that I learned from Tito Abet, Kevin once told me that being Filipino is not the only part of your culture. And as an American, I have come to appreciate the diversity that America has that the Philippines doesn't. With Kevin, I've learned the challenges that come with an intercultural relationship. But I've also learned how beautiful and unique this type of relationship can be. Kevin reminds me just how much there is to appreciate about my culture and how much I want to share it with other people. He is so willing to learn about Filipino culture, and I am grateful for his open-mindedness and appreciation for me and my culture. Many of the friends that I made in college I met through Barkada. I don't know who I would be if I had not met all of the amazing people who have joined Barkada. So many members of this club have touched my life and left me with moments that I will cherish forever. Members of Barkada have helped me remember how much I love to sing and do karaoke, even if I don't have the most angelic voice. I've realized how much I love to dance and perform, from doing tinikling dances, becoming a tinikling choreographer, and doing maglalatik, even if I did embarrass myself in front of hundreds of people. Barkada has given me so many platforms and opportunities to do what I love and have fun in the process. Barkada and its members have made my college experience worthwhile, and I would not trade it for anything.
What am I going to be like?
As big of an imagination I had at 5 years old, I never would have imagined where I would be at this point in my life. Thank you, Isa, for being so resilient and for facing your fears. Look at how far you have come and how much farther you will go. My slogan, Isa na Dalawa, translating roughly to number 1, not number 2, means so much more than being a fun pun about winning. I'm finally learning the hard lesson of putting myself first and not second. I've learned so much about myself and what I am capable of throughout this whole process, and I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to share a piece of myself with all of you. Thank you.
But I'm really excited to see snow for the first time.